Today we're going to be creating this fun general greeting card. It's a 4.5 by 5.5 or 4.25 by 5.5 size greeting card, and we're going to be using 2 stamps and then a variety of paper. To start off, you will need this high stamp is from the I Think You're Great stamp set. So you will need that stamp set and the writing notes background stamp, which is a large, really fun, especially now that everybody's back to school mode, background stamp. So you'll need these 2 stamp sets to create this one card. You'll also need a piece of tangerine paper. This also comes with, it coordinates with the Schoolhouse pack of designer paper offered at Stampin' Up. But you're going to need a piece of cardstock cut in half and then folded in half to create your card base. So I've gone ahead and done that. You're going to need a 3.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock, and I'm using Whisper White, and done with your corner rounder, rounded the corners. And what we're going to do is, using our background stamp here, our writing notes, and we're going to be using our Soft Sky stamp pad. I'm going to ink this background stamp up. And there's several ways that you can do this, and I've done it both ways, and I like the results both ways. One is to take your 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock and stamp it with this writing notes and then trim it down to your 3.5 by 5. If you want to fill the paper up, that's how I would suggest it. The second way, which is the way I'm going to show you today, is just to take your 3.5 by 5 inch piece of paper, already cut and already rounded corner, and just place it on top anywhere you want. So you could do it at an angle. You could try and line it up. It's not as accurate as if you if you do it the other way, which is stamping and then cutting it down. And then you'll just need a scrap piece of paper, and you're going to gently press. One thing you don't want to do is at the top where there is the border for the top of the paper. If you press down on that, you will get some of the ink that pops up, which is okay for this particular card because you can cover it up with the banner that we're going to add to it in the sentiment. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done that. I'm going to take it off. And you'll see I've kind of got it off center. It didn't quite pick up there. I'm okay with that. I think it looks great and it's fun. So now that we have our background, we're going to do the kissing technique on our high. So we're going to take these 2 stamps from the I Think You're Great stamp set. And we're going to take one of the in colors, the Cucumber Crush. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. And what I'm going to do is ink up my high stamp. And then once I have it inked, you'll notice here I have several. I like to just stamp off a little bit just to get some of the excess off, and then stamp it or kiss it to my background stamp. Then I'm going to take a spare piece of white paper here and stamp it on there. And you can see I have a fun background instead of just the solid that I would typically get. So I'm going to take my scissors and cut that out. So I have my background, I've cut that out, I have my high, so now I'm going to gather the rest of the elements to create the card. What I've gone ahead and done is taken a 1-inch strip, and I'll have these measurements on my blog, myredtruck.blogspot.com, and I believe this is a 2-inch strip of the Schoolhouse paper, and I believe it's probably about 2 by 3. Let's see, that's 3.5 inches, so probably 2 by 3.5 inches. And you could use any color combination you want. I particularly really like this one here, and let's see, I'll go with that one today. Now, in the example here, I have this strip, small strip behind, but in playing with it in one of our clubs, I really kind of like it on top. So that's how I'm going to do it today. I'm going to take my high image, I'm going to take my 2 banner punches, and I've created it with this fun banner punch which I've used before. So you can watch one of those videos to see how to use the banner punch. I'm going to use my mini stapler from Stampin' Up, and I'm just going to kind of, let's see, I want this at an angle, and you can do it however you want. Take this, put it together like that. So I have it all stapled. Now that I've put that together, I'm going to use my adhesive. And if you don't have to glue the whole thing down, just put some glue on because we want it to stick to our background stamp. So I'm going to take this background stamp, and again at an angle. Now, you could have, if you wanted to,